Hi, Andy Kitson here from Vehicle Handling Solutions Limited, my colleague Alan Phillips. We're here today visiting the MGOC club in Swavesey to demonstrate and talk about our adjustable front and lower arms.
So, as any owner of those cars will presumably understand, it's notoriously difficult to find a car that's got perfectly balanced geometry on the front. Typically, caster and camber tends to vary side to side, and that can have ramifications in terms of how the car feels to drive. So you might experience brake pull, you might experience light steering, or steering pull simply running in a straight line. All of these issues can be attributed to poor geometry on the front end. So what Andy and myself have been working on for the past 12 months is an adjustable arm that enables you to come back to the original factory designed geometry condition. And once you've achieved that condition, many of the aforementioned problems should disappear, and in actual fact this car demonstrates it really well. It now runs with equal steering effort, left to right. It pulls up in a straight line and is generally very nice and stable at high speed. So it's working very well on this car, and we hope that anybody that chooses to fit these arms, if you need to get them adjusted to achieve balanced geometry, you'll enjoy the benefits that you're seeing in this car.
So to adjust caster, if you talk caster first of all, you slacken all these lock bolts off and adjust the turnbuckle, which swings the top and bottom plate assembly around this fixed centre, swinging the ball joint forwards or backwards. So to increase caster, you would lengthen the turnbuckle, push the ball joint forwards, and to reduce caster, come back the other way, of course. Camber is modified by turning this cam bolt. So these two plates don't move, but you can see the joint slides in and out of these two plates on this cam carrier. Now, when the arm is assembled on the car, the axle weight, with everything loose, the weight on the axle will tend to pull the wheel out. So the wheel will fall to the maximum camber position. And then, with everything loose, the technician turns the cam bolt and draws the cam plates and the joint back in to the desired camber. And then you pinch, you tighten the three bolts, constraining the camber, the outer three, and these three, well, four, including this one on the back of the turnbuckle. You then leave loose to adjust the caster. Well, welcome everybody. I'm Alan Phillips from VHS, and we're here in Swavesey with Chris Bentley from the MG Owners Club, demoing an F. It's a VHS owned MGF with a pair of adjustable front lower arms on it. So they're adjustable for caster and camber, which we've preset to be balanced. So we've got equal caster and camber on the front of this car, the benefits of which are manifest by improved predictability. I wouldn't say improved grip necessarily, but certainly the car is more faithful and able to deal with undulations. For instance, here we're into this right-hander, which is undulating, but you can see that the response of the chassis at the steering wheel is very inert and predictable. It's not pulling the car around because the bump steer response on the front axle is within the design limitations, and it's not causing a steer that takes us off the driver's desired line. So yeah, the car can corner on the line that I've put it on quite nicely without me having to
seesaw at the wheel, as it were, and make subtle corrections. I'll just do a heavy stop here to look at brake veer. Are you ready? Now. And you can see we were into ABS there, so we were approaching the limits certainly of the tyre, which is presumably in the order of 0.9 G braking. And even with one wheel ABSing, the car was still essentially stopping in a straight line, which is an added benefit of having balanced caster and camber. The fact that as the body drops under braking with the pitch, the wheels move into bump and do in actual fact steer as they're designed to do, but with balanced geometry the steer of both of the wheels is symmetric, so ultimately the car stops in a straight line, as I hope you can see in that short video clip.
I should say that this was born out of frustration. Having worked on this car and TF and subsequent MG models over the years, we've both been frustrated at the inability to the front axle geometry correct, to go to your four-wheel alignment business and get the toe adjusted, but you might find that the camber and the caster is in the red. And unfortunately the alignment people will say, sorry sir, that's how it is, it's not possible to adjust. Hence our desire to get these arms made. We've come up with a design which can be supplied fully bolted up, torqued up and ready to fit to the car as a solid unit, a direct replacement for the original lower arms. Once they're fitted on the car, you can then safely drive to your suitably qualified four-wheel alignment station, and they can then run through an adjustment process on car which allows them to optimise the caster and the camber set to the manufacturer's specifications. So whether you've got an MGF, a Trophy, a TF, a NAC Psych, China-built MGF, GTF, sorry, these lower arms can be fitted and adjusted and make the car perform as we always intended to do so.
I guess it's worth pointing out in addition that ostensibly we'd suggest you, having fitted the arms, have the geometry modified to the original factory setting. You don't necessarily have to stick to those settings. If you've modified the car in other ways, for instance, you might have made it in a lowered stance, so you have lowered springs on it. You can, if you think that you'd like to try something slightly different to the factory setting, of course there's adjustment in the arms you know what to do. You can adjust the camber up to 3 degrees, from about half a degree up to 2.5 now. And you've got 5 degrees adjustment on the caster, either side, while spread over the nominal. So nominal plus or minus 2.5 degrees. So yeah, there's quite a bit of freedom we hope to accommodate most tastes and most usages for this particular product.
If you have any questions, please just ask us. We'd be very pleased to advise.